Hello yogis, welcome to Happy Yoga Life channel. Without further ado, please grab a mat. Let's start the practice. Om, welcome to today's Yin Yoga session. And this is Kitty Simba. He's my TA. He's my teaching assistant and technical assistant. So today is Yin Yoga lesson. Oh, hey Kitty. I guess we'll sit for the first few minutes. Take a comfortable seat. Let your palms flip up, facing to the ceiling. And then gently close your eyes. And just breathe into our body. And arrive to the mat. Feel your breath in and out. As we slow down our body, we slow down our mind. Observe if there's any tension in your body. Maybe it's around your thighs or your chest or your shoulders. And breathe into it and just say, I notice you. Thank you for letting me your existence. And then breathe out, release it. Observe your mind. If your mind is still busy, let it be. The mind is the boss. It likes to do what it likes to do. So don't fight it. Surrender. And we say the mind works the best when it's open. Mind is like a parachute. When it's not open, it won't work. So mind needs to be open. And today we set an intention, something to do with our mind as well as our heart. So it's about forgiveness. So forgiveness sounds very simple and easy, but if you want to truly forgive, it's quite a difficult journey. So first, we want to practice forgive ourselves. If there's any time in your life that you feel you made a bad decision, or you could have done this, should have done that, then make a statement. Just say, I forgive myself for what I have done, because I did the best I could at that time. I'm not here during that time, so I wouldn't have known. So I forgive myself. Now put your both palms on your heart, one palm on the other. Just say 3 times, I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. Feeling that freedom and empowerment from your heart and receiving that forgiveness from your heart. And let your mind be open to receive the forgiveness. Let your mind be non-judgmental. When your mind and heart are aligned, you will truly forgive. And release your hands back to your knees or thighs. Just take a few moments to observe your body and mind and heart. So gently open your eyes. Very well. So today our first will be butterfly. So get your soles of feet together. So your shin bone and your thigh form like a diamond shape. The closer your heels are toward your pelvis, the more you feel the inner thigh stretch and the groin stretch. The further out, so the more diamond further out, you will feel more of the outer hip stretch. So make a choice where maybe you can even change during the course of the hold. If you do also have blocks or something to support your head, make it handy. So we'll stay here for 2 minutes first, and then I'll guide through to deepen the pose. So what you just have to do is just walk your fingertips forward and just as much as you can, be so gentle to your body. So gentle. And then just put your palms onto the floor. Relax your head and neck. And take first conscious breath here. When you inhale, feel the back side and expand. Maybe your shoulder blades are going away from each other. When you exhale, just melt your chest toward your floor and relax your forehead toward your feet. If you do have blocks, you want to support your forehead, you're welcome to use the block to support your forehead, or even chin, whatever can support your pose. At the moment, I'm putting the block on my feet and then support my forehead. Now observe your body, whether the tension or the sensation comes from your outer hips or come from your groin area and inner thigh. And also know that not everyone is the same. You might feel different from others.
And also, every day can be different. Maybe you even feel around your lower back. Now, if you do have a block, maybe you can change the size of the block to get it on a lower height. So now you can deepen your pose. Or if you wish, you can remove the block or support. Complete surrender. Now very gently use the palms of your hands to push yourself back to center. Be really slow and gentle. As we hold here for extended time, our fascia tissues are getting extended. And then keep walking your hands behind your buttocks, and now just lift your chest. And keep your eyes open, and then lift your chest as if you're lifting your entire spine. Just feeling that expansion of your chest and your lower back. And then come back to center. Well, I have this kitty here now. Fold your left leg to the right. So you fold both legs to the right, hands behind your back, and now turn your head to the left. You just stay for 1 minute each side. As you breathe, feeling that openness of your left side of the chest. Very good. And just know your head and neck can relax. We don't want any sort of pain. I don't believe no pain, no gain. And then slowly come back to center, and then let both knees go to the left, and then look over to your right. Continue to lift your chest, but in a very gentle way. Feel your right side chest opening. And then slowly come back to center. Feel the balance, the feeling of your chest as well as your lower back. So then make your way to your belly.
for Sphinx pose. Hello, kitty. Maybe I have to move him. Move to your belly so your elbows can be under the shoulders or a little forward. If it's forward, it gets a little more mild. So just relax your belly onto the floor. Let your legs be a little wider, and maybe it's hip width apart, or even you can have your feet just mat width apart. If you have the blocks handy, you can also use it to support your forehead. We're gonna stay here for 3 minutes. You can support your forehead, or if you wish, you can also support your chin. There's nothing to hold. Really just relax. If your mind is busy, then maybe you can just say your mantra, I forgive myself. Just continue to say it. I forgive myself. Or checking with your body. Whenever your body feels tension, or maybe even had injury or illness before, tell your body, I'm sorry, I didn't treat you well before. I forgive myself. I will love you from this moment on fully. And I forgive myself. Let your body feel the love you give from the heart. Now, if you want to deepen your pose for the lower back, you bend your knee one at a time. Just let your lower leg hang there, and you observe that bit of tension around your lower back. And always, please make choice for your own body. If something is too much, too little, you can always adjust. Now gently lower down your legs. 3 minutes pass very quickly. Take away your props and then fold your arms just forward and let your forehead be around your forearms. Just rest here. And then you can wiggle your butt so that will release some tension around the lower back. Just wiggling your tail. Gentle. And then palms under the shoulders. Push yourself up and back to child's pose. So let your knees be wide and big toes touch. If you cannot let your hips all the way go to the heels, you can put something like a blanket in between your heels and the buttocks. And then release your forehead onto the floor. Let your arms be long
And maybe you can even walk your fingertips forward a couple of more inches. Observe your chest when you breathe in. Observe your back when you breathe out. Then gently push yourself back up to all fours. Tuck the toes behind and push to downward dog. I won't stay here for long. So we just lift the right foot outside of the right hand and lower down your left knee. Untuck the left toes. We go to dragon pose. So the dragon pose is for the hips. So now we're on the right side. So right foot is on the almost outside the edge. And then both palms are inside the right foot. And you can simply just stay here. We'll stay here for 5 minutes, but in different stages. So each 1 minute I'll guide you, and you can always stay in the first one for 5 minutes. So from now on, you just stay here. You can maybe minor, just a little bit movement, not too much. And feel your hips first. So the left hip flexor and the right outer hip. If you don't feel it, that's fine too. Now, sometimes people also do lift the back knee to feel a little more. But in yoga, we usually don't want to hold weight. So generally, we try to not hold any weight. Now slowly, if you do have blocks, I would recommend to put your elbows on the blocks, or if you wish, you can just directly put your elbows on the mat. So we'll stay here for another 1 minute. You can even relax your head and neck. It can be very intense. So if you need adjustment or any other support, do allow yourself to do that. And one thing we need to forgive ourselves is we always try so hard to fight with our body. Okay, so now you can get rid of the blocks or come back to the hands. Now put the left hand on the floor. Now turn your belly chest to the right. Put your right hand on the right thigh. Now gently push your right thigh away. Gentle. So we'll stay here for 1 minute. When you push it gently, you start to feel a little more on the right outer hip, the IT band. And maybe you can even turn your chest so you can open your chest.
And maybe you roll your right foot toward the outer edge of the foot. Always remember, allow yourself to go back to previous position. Now turn your right foot inside, and then the next one can be very, very challenging, and you may need a belt. So what you do is use the belt or bend your left knee, and you can hook the belt to your left foot and hold it toward your buttocks. Or if you're okay, you can directly take the left foot, use the right hand, and that gives you a very good quad stretch on the left side and open your right shoulder. We just stay here very briefly. And then release your hand, come back to center. Now step your right foot back and come to child's pose. So your knees are together for the child's pose. And sink your hips back to your heels. Observe your left hip flexor and say hello and thank yourself for giving the left hip flexor an openness. And then gently press yourself up and press to downward dog again. Just for one breath, and then lift your left foot toward the outside of left hand. Lower down your right knee. And we'll stay here for 1 minute just for the dragon pose. This is in yin, it's called a dragon pose. In vinyasa, it's called low lunge, or when the foot is in between the hands, it's low lunge. Minor movement of your hip joints, and then you find the stillness. Now for the next one, you can put 2 blocks and then put your forearms on the blocks. We stay here for 1 minute. So when you lower down toward the floor, it deepens your pose and opens more on the right hip flexor. You can interlace your fingers however you feel comfortable, but don't fight with your body. Care for your body. You can continue to say, I forgive myself for all that fights I did toward my body. And now for the next minute, you can put your right hand on the floor and then turn your belly chest to the left. Put your left hand on left thigh and gently press your left thigh away from your chest. Continue to observe your right hip flexor and your left outer hip. If your knee is not supported by blanket, then make sure you take care of that. We don't want to work on one part and injure the other. Always give yourself permission to go back to wherever you're comfortable for the purpose of opening hip flexor and right outer hip. So now, get your left foot back on the floor. Can bend your right knee, reach your left hand to the right foot, or you can use the belt to hook onto the right foot, and then just gently pulling your right foot toward your buttock. Feel that right quad stretch. And then gently release your right foot to the floor, come back to center. And then retract your left foot back, come to child's pose. And this time, use your both arms alongside your body. Relax your shoulders completely. And chest onto your thighs, forehead on the mat. Observe your hip flexors and both hips, outer hips. And then gently push yourself up. And then we will do the pigeon pose. So if you do have blankets or blocks can support your pigeon, that would be great. So put your right foot outside of behind your left hand, and then your shin bone will be on the floor. Come down. So I have very tight hips. I need to actually support my hip with a block, because otherwise I really just can't do it. And sometimes teachers say your shin bone will be parallel to the shorter edge of the mat. That's to protect your knee, so you're not overbend on the knee. Whatever makes you feel like comfortable, we don't want any sharp pains, so protect yourself. And first we do the king pigeon, so just put your palms onto the floor. Even here, I can feel a lot of outer hip stretch. So whatever you feel a very good stretch, do that. Either you can stay here, or after a minute, I'll guide you to fold forward from here. For the moment, I'm just really enjoying the stretch on the right outer hip. Even though my right hip is completely supported by the block. as you relax your right hip, the sensations start to go away. Now put your elbows onto the floor. So if this is good for you, just stay here, elbows on the floor. If you do have a block, it's always good to support your head. Now, our head is about 30 pounds. It's pretty heavy, but it generates and uses lots of power. And for the next 1 minute, we go to the sleeping swan. So really melt your chest toward your shin bone. I'm going to take out the block now. Just let my right hip be on the floor. So I'm just going to melt this way. So do whatever you feel is the best for your body. We don't have to be in certain shape, but as long as the target area, in which case here is the right outer hip, feel that sensation, then you're good. And the key is also to relax and surrender and accept all that comes to you. And make peace. Now very gently, just use your hands to push yourself slowly back up, and then swing your left leg out and just straighten your both legs, hands behind your back. Just stay here for a moment and feeling your right outer hip. Very good. Then we go to the other side for the pigeon. You just make your way, put your left shin bone parallel to the front and extend your right leg back. So for me, I have to lift my left hip and put a block underneath my left hip. And my hands are just in front of my left shin bone. And that's all we do for the first minute. This can be very intense. Adjust your props so that you feel supported and safe. Props can be very good friends with us. So get help from our friends. Now gently put your forearms on the floor so your elbows come to the mat. You can interlace your fingers or just keep your arms parallel, whichever you choose and comfortable. Now one thing that I always promote is when you do yoga or meditation, find a joy in it. Enjoy it, then you will do it. If you don't enjoy it, it becomes a chore, then there is stress come with it. They say discipline does not come from willpower. Like most people thinking discipline comes from willpower. No, it comes from wisdom power. So if you have the wisdom power, you'll find joy and you will enjoy, and you see the benefit and feel the benefit from the process, and then you will continue, and that ends up to be discipline. Now we do sleeping swan, and I'll take out my block under my left hip, let my left hip completely be on the floor, extend my arm forward, melt my chest toward the left shin bone, and forehead on the floor. Maybe the shape of your right leg start to change. That's okay. Let your entire body relax. And then gently use your palms to press yourself up and swing your right leg forward. Straighten your both legs. Put hands behind your buttocks. Just lift your chest. Relax your two legs entirely and feel the sensation of outer hips. Great. Now we come to the Gomukhasana, which is outer hip stretches again. So if you want to do square or whichever you feel you can do. So I cannot do square at all. Like this is my square. My distance is beyond great. So what I do is stack the knees together. So right knee on top of left for now. I still have a gap, right? So hopefully your both buttocks are on the floor. Mine isn't, so I do need a blanket, a little bit cushion around my right buttock here. But apparently someone is using my prop. So now put your right hand on right knee, left hand on right hand. And then roll your shoulders up and back a couple of times, just to make sure your shoulders are relaxed, spine is straight. Slightly tuck your chin, your ears are on top of your shoulders. And you breathe in, reach your crown to the sky. Breathe out, let your tailbone go toward the earth. Visualize all that energy going along your spine as you breathe. Now, if you want to deepen your pose, you can either just walk your hands forward, fold forward, or if you want, you can put eagle arms, which is right arm under the left, and then fold forward. So your elbows might be on the floor, then chest on the right thigh. We'll stay here for 1 minute. If this is too intense for you, you can just put your arms parallel on the floor, whichever works for you. And the key is feeling that outer hip stretch around the right side. And as you are in the folding forward position, you will also feel some expansion in the back side of your heart. You're opening your heart from the back door. And then slowly unwind your arms if you're in the eagle arms, and come back up. And then stay here for 2 breaths. And then change sides. So I usually just walk my palms forward and swing the left knee over the right, and then sit back. The left hand on left knee, right hand on left hand. We'll stay here for 2 minutes. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. If you want to, you can try to make a smile face, a smiling face, and see how you feel. And sometimes it's just because of the muscle structure changes, our brain produces different chemistry. Sense your left outer hip. Maybe it's a bit different from your left outer hip. Accept your asymmetry. Accept the differences between your 2 sides of the body. If you had any judgments before, forgive yourself. You judge because you didn't know better. Once you learn how to forgive yourself, you can also apply forgiveness to others, especially for those who hurt you. They didn't know better. Now start to fold forward from your hips just by walking your fingertips forward, or you can do the eagle arms. So the eagle arms will be left arm under the right, and then you can interlace the fingers and fold forward until your elbows are on the floor. Your chest melts toward your left thigh, head over the left knee. Relax your hips. Let go of all the control you want to have.
Maybe that control just means, oh, I want my body to be in this shape. That control, you can let it go. And then slowly release your arms if you're in eagle arms. And then press yourself back to straight. Stay here for a moment. And smile. Enjoy that yummy stretch. Very good. Now make your way to your back. So we'll do a very simple pose. It's called a banana pose before we go to Shavasana. So a little bit side bend for our body. And then we'll do a supported bridge. If you do have a block, or if you have a pillow, you can also put pillow underneath your lower back. But for now, we do the banana pose. So stretch your legs toward the right lower corner and shift your buttocks to the left side of the mat. Stretch your arms to your right upper corner. You can grab the left wrist with your right hand. Just gentle pull toward the right. So you're bent like a banana. Both shoulders on the floor. Now cross your left leg over to the right. So your left ankle is on top of right ankle. And just stay here for 3 breaths. Conscious breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now release your arms and legs. Now transition to the other side. So your both legs are toward the lower left. Shift your buttocks to the right side of the edge. And then extend your arms over to the left upper corner. You can grab the right wrist with your left hand. Gently pull it. And cross your right leg over to the left. The right ankle is on top of the left. Let your both shoulders be on the floor. Let's take 3 conscious breaths. Now relax your back of the head on the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Feel your right side expand. Exhale. Relax your entire back of the body. Inhale once more. Exhale completely. And then release your arms and legs. Bend your both legs so your feet are on the floor. On the inhale, lift your buttocks and put the mid-height or lowest height. If you're new to the bridge pose, supported bridge, and put on the lowest height because it can be very intense when we extend our legs. So now I'm putting on the lowest height. I can just put the palms onto the floor. Let your back just be relaxed and neck be relaxed. Now extend your legs one at a time. It will really open up the front side of the hips. And we will stay here for 3 minutes. So it can be very intense. And do whatever you feel right for your body. You gently tuck your chin to the chest so the back of your neck is relaxed. Can you even flip your palms facing up to the ceiling? Let your shoulders completely relax. Now breathe into the front side of your hips, feeling that expansion. And exhale, just let your hips being heavy. Now gently bend your knees one at a time. Your feet are on the floor. Stay here for a few more breaths. And the next inhale, lift your buttocks, take out the block or support, lower down your buttocks, and then it's time for Shavasana. So take any form of the Shavasana you choose for today's practice. Can use all the support. If you do have bolsters, you have blocks, can put underneath your knees. You can just put your legs up on the wall, and it will be a form of Shavasana. And I'll leave you here. Thank you all for joining me today for today's Yin Yoga session. I'm sending you lots of love and light from my heart to yours. Namaste.